I saw a picture the other day of Egyptian women, Syrian women, Lebanese women, all dressed like Westerners back in the 1950s, 60s. Even Iranian women dressed like Westerners up until the 1970s. And then, of course, you see how they're dressed today, and it's a totally different story. And then I saw a video of the Rebbe saying something amazing. I think it looks like he said it about in the 1980s. I don't know exactly when. But he mentioned how back in the day, in the 1950s, 60s, it was very easy to bribe a sheikh, right? An Arab sheikh. It was very easy. They didn't have much ideology. They cared about money, they cared about position, they cared about wealth. And it was very easy to bribe them and get them to do whatever you wanted. But he mentions that things are changing, and again, this is in the 1980s, that the young Arab population doesn't care about money. It doesn't care about wealth. It cares about ideology, about their ideology, their extreme ideology. And that the Jews are going the other direction. After the Holocaust, there were tons of pioneers that came to Israel. And they worked hard. They didn't care about money. They didn't care about their status. They lived in filth and built up an amazing, great country. A great nation. We have always been a great nation. They didn't care about the other stuff. They wanted a home for Am Israel. But in the 80s, as the Rebbe says, we started to become weaker. We became weaklings. We started to care about money. We started to think about how we can rest from the hard work, that we can cozy up and live a peaceful life. As a very funny saying goes, peace in the Middle East, like everyone likes to talk about. And the Rebbe mentions how this is one of the worst problems and one of the greatest dangers of Am Yisrael, that we are becoming weak, that we are looking for leisure and pleasure, and the other side is looking for ideology and working hard. This, he says, can lead to our destruction. And so be it. In the 2020s, we see how right the Rebbe was. Our politically correct stance, our weakness, our utopian dream of having peace with everyone by giving them everything they need or they want. Not they need, they don't need it. Everything they want. That weakness has brought us to this destruction that we have seen in the past month. In this week's parasha, we learned that Hashem chose Abraham in Vayeira, Parashat Vayeira. Hashem chose Abraham because he commanded his house and his household after him. That is the reason that Hashem chooses Abraham. Not only his children, not only his wife, but all the people under him went after him, did as he did, circumcised themselves, followed God's lead. And that is the reason that Hashem chooses him. Later in the story, in the parasha, we get to Akedat Yitzchak, the binding of Isaac. So much so was he able to command his house after him, after the ways of Hashem, that Yitzchak himself did not fight in being bound up and almost being sacrificed. I cannot even begin to imagine such a position. That is what we learn from Abraham. That is what we learn from our great Rebbe. We must change the way we see the world, the way we act in the world. We must follow Hashem and not be scared to work hard, not be scared to fight, not be scared to show strength, because only through strength and faith in Hashem and doing Hashem's work will the rest of the world understand who the real God is. And then and only then will we have peace. Peace through strength and through faith. Shabbat Shalom.